I'm Ann LeClaire, and we're here today to tell you about San Mateo County's freshest local produce that's as fresh as it gets. I'm joined here today by Ryan Casey, owner of Blue House Farm, and of course, Lucky. Ryan, tell us a little bit about how you started the farm, when that was.
Sure. I started the farm 8 years ago with a partner, and we started quite small, and we focus on freshly picked organic produce grown here in Pescadero on the coast. So for us, that means a lot of cool season vegetables, and we mostly market locally as best we can. So most of our produce is sold within 100 miles of where it's grown.
Now as we set up, walked by multiple types of produce. Will you walk us through that? I know it seems like you're growing endless variety here.
Sure, yeah, this is a really neat time of the year because it's mid-April, and there's a lot of leafy greens growing right now: chards, kales, collards, a whole bunch of different types of lettuces. We walked past some green garlic, some really fresh garlic, some spring onions, another fresh onion that we grow. We also walked past the strawberries, which are just starting to pick up speed and produce quite a bit right now. We're standing right in front of some summer squashes that are going to start producing in a couple weeks. It was really quite a nice time of the year right now, and a lot of nice leafy stuff.
Now you mentioned though that you grow year-round, is that right?
Yeah, we grow year-round.
What are your winter vegetables?
The winter vegetables are broccoli, cauliflower, a lot of Brussels sprouts. We do leeks, we do spring onions. We keep all the kales and chards and collards and lettuces going year-round. We do a lot of beets in the winter. Carrots, different root crops, radishes, wow, stuff like that. Here in the coast of California, where the weather is so mild, you really can pull off beautiful produce all year.
Now, where can people find these? Is it available at farmers markets? Do you do farmers markets?
Yeah, we do 8 farmers markets, wow, around San Mateo and San Francisco County. Within San Mateo County, we do the San Mateo College Farmers Market. Nice. And we also do a really cool little small farmers market right here in the town of Pescadero. And then we also distribute a lot of our produce through the CSA, our CSA program, which stands for Community Supported Agriculture.
Okay, and how does that work?
So we grow a very wide diversity of crops. What I tell people is if you can grow it in Pescadero, I grow it. So I really try and grow as much as possible. I grow warm season and cold season crops, and we go out every week and we pick about 10 items of whatever is at its peak at the time. And we try and assemble a box about yay big that has a good mix of salad items and cooking items and herbs and fruit. And we put that into a box, and we write a really nice newsletter of what's happening on the farm with recipes and the contents of the box. And then they go out each week to about 20 different, what we call drop-off sites around the county, where families and individuals, households come and they pick up their box of vegetables for the week. And it's just a great way of people to learn some new vegetables, to encourage cooking in the kitchen, and also to have a direct connection to a farm.
That's great.
Yeah.
And I know some people have talked about getting involved in a CSA program or signing up for boxes, but they say, oh, I don't want all leeks, or I don't know what to do with it. So you put a variety in and you actually tell people how to prepare it.
We do our best to put a variety in, nice, and to make it useful. We want the box to be useful. We want it to be something people take to their kitchen and they want to use. And then we try and throw about one item every once in a while that might be a little different or new to them, so that it just stretches their cooking abilities just a little bit. And then we try and give them recipes that make that easier. Yeah.
So how do they know when a box is ready? Do you have a predictable day, or how does that work?
Well, it's routine. You sign up, you can sign up just for a trial membership where you just try it out for 4 weeks. And if it's a good fit for you, then you can continue. Or if it's not, then you can go back to shopping at the farmers markets, or whatever is a good fit for you. And but a lot of members just sign up for all 30 weeks. It runs from 30 weeks from May through December. And our 2 delivery days are Thursdays and Fridays, so it just depends on where you're at and where that drop-off location is and what day of the week is, but it's It's routine, yeah.
So did you say everything's organic, or what are your growing policies or procedures that you have here?
Yeah, everything on this farm is certified organic. So we put a lot of energy into our soil, and we add a lot of compost and a lot of really good inputs to our soil to create a thriving, living soil. And because our soil is so rich and so good and so full of fertility, we have much healthier plants. They're more immune to pest problems, so we don't see a lot of pest problems on this farm. And they nutritionally are better. They're accessing more minerals and more nutrients, and it makes a vegetable that is going to taste better. It's going to store better. It's going to be better for you, and that's why we do it organically, as well as just really taking care of the land and being good stewards of the earth.
So you seem obviously very passionate about what you do, but what do you love most about what you do? I mean, what is it that keeps you going day to day? It's a tough job.
Yeah, it's interesting. I got into farming because of my interest in plants and working outside, and I love that still. But I've also, in learning to farm, have discovered that I also really love tractors and equipment and tools and stuff like that. Yeah, I just love it to death, and it's just great fun being out here in such a beautiful place, and being so connected to the seasons and to the weather and to what's going on outside. And it's really a special profession to be in right now, to be able to have a combination of work related jobs that brings you outside, connects you to the earth, and also you get to play around with cool equipment, and and I'm a boy. I'm also, I'm not bringing up the office work, but there's also a lot of office work involved with it. But it is yeah.
Do you have any idea of how many pounds of produce you end up harvesting?
That's a hard one to quantify for us, because we market through so many different avenues. It's actually a really tricky one for us. So I don't have a very great answer, but we feed hundreds of families through the CSA box. We're going to 8 farmers markets a week.
Right.
We're selling to small distributors and direct to stores. So it's a lot of food being grown. Yeah.
And what's your top crop of all of them? What's your most prolific or your biggest?
Our 2 biggest crops are strawberries. We grow a couple varieties of just really fantastic strawberries with just amazing flavor, and then our tomatoes are our other second best one.
So one quick final question. It's called Blue House Farm, but I don't see a blue house. What's that all about?
A couple of years ago, I moved from the original ranch. The original ranch had a blue house right in the middle of the farm, and the business came with me to the new ranch, but the house didn't. I joke with everybody that I'm gonna eventually build a doghouse for Lucky here, and we're gonna paint it blue and stick it right in front. But
perfect. Well, Ryan, thank you so much for letting us out on your property today. It's extraordinarily beautiful, and we really appreciate the work you do.
Great. Thank you for coming out.